National production means total value of goods and services produced in an economy within a certain time period, and this is calculated through the preparation of national income accounts. National income accounts are prepared to measure the overall performance of the economy for a given period of time. Estimation of national economics task performed by all the institutional units in the economy, behavior of the economy, and the structure of value of economic flow for a specific period are considered in the preparation of national income accounting. When we look at national income accounting, there are 5 institutional units who contribute the production, who contribute production into the economy. There are 5 people or 5 participants. Non-financial corporation sector means companies, private limited, public limited companies, as well as government sector businesses. They are doing a production, that's why non-financial, as well as financial corporation sector. This is completely businesses, say banks or financial related businesses, leasing companies, insurance, maybe private and public. General government sector, only the government. There is a central government as well as local government agencies. Then non-profit institutions serving household sector, which includes organizations like clubs, sports clubs, trade unions, and some other political parties. The purpose is to provide a maximum benefit for the ultimate members. Then household sector at last. Here it concentrate household, simply we can say main agent in the country. Even they produce some goods, they can also make some products. Even they consume some goods. Let's say they consume goods, but by the time they produce some goods, people of course may households may have a home garden, we can say subsistence farming. It's a production, and some other production at their home. They are actually said to be producers. So rest of the world here, just ignore. There are only 5. 6 is not here. Sectors means only 5. Non-financial corporation sector, financial corporation, general government, non-profit institution, servicing household sector, as well as private household sector. They are enough. This is not included. So it says economic unit that wants to acquire wealth, holds responsibility, engage in economic activities, and has the capability to deal with other units is considered as institutional units. Type of institutional units that function in an economic territory are stated below. First one, financial, non-financial corporation, organization belonging both private and state sector that produce goods and services for the market come under this. Financial corporation, organization belong to both private and state sector that provide financial services for the market come under this category. Firms that operate in leasing, banking, insurance, financial sector are examples of organization in this sector. General government, these are public institutions that provide wide area of services, both both private and collective consumption, and they do not expect profit. Government institutions that provide services like health, education, defense, environmental protection, come under this category. Non-profit institution. This institution in the sector produce goods and services not for the market, but supply at a free of charge or at a price lower than the market price. Religious organization, trade union, political parties come under this category. Household sector, in here we consider both consumers as well as producers belong to this sector. There are households that produce on consumption and also households that produce for the market. Clear, as well as those are impressed people to come under this category. After that, these are the sectors who contribute goods and services to the country. Then we have to understand the border where the production exists in the economy. So economy sends a concept where goods and services are exchanged between buyers and sellers for the purpose of production, consumption, exchange. So economic territory must be realized. Then SNA has introduced a particular area, a geographical area, the way of realizing number of people, number of resources that the economy has. So then economic territory and area that comes under effective control of government is considered as an economic territory. Persons, goods, capital can move about freely in an economic territory, which is a particularly geographic territory administrated by a government. This is how SNA define economic territory. Value of goods and services produced by entrepreneurs residing more than 1 year in economic territory is considered under the domestic production, and income generated by entire domestic institutional units is identified as national income. So earlier we came to know number of institutions. So the total income of all the institutions are said to be national income, as well as total production of all the institutions are said to be national production. The economic territory of Sri Lanka consists of 3 major units as they stated below. All the domestic units located in geographical area of Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan embassies located around the world. So all the things are located in geographical area in Sri Lanka we consider as an economic territory, as well as Sri Lankan embassies. We operate embassies in other countries, even such a resource belong to economic territory in Sri Lanka. Territorial water of Sri Lanka and aircraft ships are controlled by Sri Lanka. So in every area what we have is said to be economic territory. We have a particular limit aircraft, I mean the we can say the ocean where our people can reach a particular area is given by international map. So such area is considered in economic territory in Sri Lanka. Therein after production. So the production should be considered now. So the production means producing goods and services. There are variety of goods and services. Some goods are durable, some goods non-durable. Some goods are produced for businesses, some goods are produced for households, some goods, of course, natural, some goods, of course, made, and variety of things. So whenever production occurs with human effort, everything is said to be a production in Sri Lanka. An activity of combining factor inputs like labor, capital, raw materials under the control of an institutional unit to produce goods or service defined as production. There should be an institutional unit that takes responsibility for both production process and the item that is produced through such process. Anything that comes into being naturally without any human intervention or guidance, things such as a river, waterfall, rainfall, rainwater, trees, or forest, are not considered as economic production. So necessarily there should be a human effort. Without any human effort, it is not a production. However, when people or institutions rear fish in reservoirs, as the very process take place under human control and responsibility, that is considered as production. So everything with human effort is said to be production. After that, production boundary. What kind of goods should be included in national accounts? What kind of things should be excluded from national accounts must be guided or must be recognized. It is called production boundary. In here, in national income accounting, it is important to identify what production is covered in accounts and also what is production is not covered, separating all economic production activities that qualify to be included in national income accounts and activities that do not qualify to be included is considered as drawing production boundaries. Services provided by owner-occupied dwellings, services rendered by paid domestic servant come under productive economic activity, and these are considered for national income accounting. Under mentioned activities are considered as productive economic activities and they are included in national income accounts. So productive economic activities and non-productive economic activities. Likewise, production can be categorized. Actually, everything where the production occurs, where the output is created, of course, productive. But whenever housemaid make or prepare meals for the, members of the house, it is said to be a production because housemaid, of course, paid worker, it is included. But whenever housewife prepare meals, so it is a dwelling. Simply the production is a particular output, but only for members of the house, not for money. It is not a productive economic activity. Such services are completely ignored in national accounts. Therefore, production boundary includes all these. Domestic services provided by owner-occupied housing units. Domestic personal services rendered by domestic staff. All goods that are retained by their producers for the final consumption for or for gross fixed capital formation. Goods or services produced not to be used by producer or the same, but to be supplied to other institutional needs. Likewise, these are considered for the national accounts. All are productive. Simply all the things produced, even retained, everything should be considered. Whenever domestic service is there, it should be paid, then included. If there is a production, even though paid or not, included. But all the businesses produce, included. Even they retain, it is included. It says here the following activities take place domestic units considered not productive economic activities: production, producing, storing goods, crops, own consumption, obtaining food from forest, gathering of fruits, cutting and gathering firewood, hunting and fishing. Likewise, number of things are included here, which are done by units, domestic units, and included in the production boundary. So they may gather all the production, everything done by household sector should be included because productive. But here services done by domestic is not considered as productive. It says cleaning, decorating, maintaining, carrying out smaller renovation of their dwelling, cleaning, servicing, repairing house durables. All of these are non-productive. In other words, services rendered by members for their dwelling, therefore not included in national accounts. So this is the things we should consider up to now under production boundary. The next one we have to consider about hidden economic activity under unobserved economic activities. We do it in the next week.